Hello and welcome to BBTV. I'm Jimmy Whitehead and joined as always by JT. But you're not just JT this week, you're the coach of the Perth Suns. How's it going, pal?
Yeah, good, mate. At the time we're recording, we're still currently in the five, so that's a good thing. We've got 2 days to play, 6 games. Probably a little unlucky yesterday with some of our results. If we can turn it around, have a bit more on the positive ledger side, I think we'll make the five.
Yeah, how's it been? How's the week been? You enjoying it up there?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's a great comp. We've got Cody, Dawny Heyman, and Ray Pearce all in the Perth Suns. They're all cracking along. We're all getting along great. It's been good. There's been stacks of people around. I think they're craving top level bowls to watch. Usually that first night, Tuesday night, is generally a quieter night when it comes to spectators. And that place was rocking and pumping on Tuesday night at Moama. So that's fantastic. I said a couple more days to go. And hopefully, from my perspective, the Perth Suns have a couple of good days.
Well, we've got the local home team, Moama, absolutely dominating at the moment. But the two Melbourne teams are struggling, pal.
Yeah, look, and we've beaten them every time we've played them so far. So I'm not knocking that. I'll give you the tip. But both times against Extreme could have went either way. And even the second game against the Pulse probably could have went either way. It went to drawn set. In the tiebreaker, we had 3 touches in the pit. We're still with the jack sitting on the deck. Razor finally put the jack into the pit. And Baz probably had 18 inches to draw it, and he probably wasn't that far away, So, there's been some cracking matches. And, the home team, Moama, they're going well. We've actually still got 2 games to play against them. So, it's either going to make us or break us, I reckon.
Well, I'm on my way up straight after this, mate. So I'll catch you up there this afternoon. Looking forward to it. Should be good. Flipping over to the Premier League, mate. BCIB, Metro Pennant, they're our pennant partners for this year. So for all your bowling club needs, getting contact with the bowling club specialists, BCIB. Looking at the ladder, Josh, Deer Park consolidated top spot. They're now breaking away a bit, sort of 2 wins ahead of the next team, which is Bundoora. Melbourne sort of solidifying themselves in there a bit. MCC just behind. Bit of a gap starting to build, almost a game between MCC and the chasing pack, which are Altona, Clayton and Yarraville. And then the bottom 3, Mentone and Croydon picked up wins again. Lilydale continue to not pick up wins. I'm getting close to giving them the wave, but maybe we'll give it one more double header round to see if they can pick up a win through there. What do you reckon?
You'd be enticing some communication from Lilydale if you did that, Jimmy. It's obviously there's kind of a couple little barriers there, or not barriers, it's the wrong word, but breaks in the ladder there. Deer Park looks solidified at 1. Interesting enough, it was only probably 2 weeks ago with Bundoora probably sitting around 5th or 6th and looking a little bit out of it, but they've had some good wins and look, it can change very quickly. And I reckon, if my tips get up this weekend, you can see that anywhere from 2nd to 7th move around as well too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, two weekends of double headers in a row. Given that we've gone through the ladder, we'll skip over last week's result, except we'll just go the one we both got wrong, which was Mentone winning at Altona on a Friday night. Huge win for Mentone.
Yeah, and Jimmy, I know you were getting some feedback about how, Joshy tipped against us today. Had no good to go at Altona, and I ruled him out. And I was looking a little bit dicey there for half a second. I was very surprised about that. I thought Altona would win for sure, but credit to Mentone. They got the job done away from home, and it helps them in terms of avoiding relegation, that's for sure.
Yeah, they seem fired up at the moment. It's a shame they lost that one against Croydon last week, the week before, but I'm sure they'll be raring to go. They've got definitely what you would look at as a winnable game on Saturday, followed by a harder game, an even bigger game on the Sunday against Lilydale. So we'll go through them now, mate. So kicking us off, Melbourne Deer Park, 1v3 at Melbourne. Still a little bit of rivalry between the two clubs. They'll both be wanting to take out top spot or take out the double champs final spots anyway. I can't go past Melbourne on this one, but I've got a feeling you're going to go the other way, mate.
And just correct me if I'm wrong, Jimmy, you're not playing this weekend?
Nah, mate, I'm back out for the season. My hokey pokey with bowls has continued. So I've been in, I was out, I was in, I'm out again now. It's all getting a bit too much, mate. And just to win ultimate brownie points, I'm now attending the Baby Expo on Saturday morning. So that's keeping everyone at home happy.
Wow. Look, that might change my opinion a little bit. I was leaning one way. You out of Melbourne might make me think Melbourne. No, I will go Deer Park still. they, as I said, I watched them a couple of weeks ago. They prefer playing away than actually at home. I know that. So I'll give them the edge over you guys at this stage. But should be a cracker match. This is still my grand final preview. It should be a great match.
Altona Lilydale up next. Altona usually pretty good at home. They don't lose too many at home. Did lose to Mentone last week. Long trip for Lilydale over the west, over the pain of the Westgate Bridge at the moment. I can't see past Altona on this. So, like I said, I'm getting very close to calling Lilydale, but I'm sure that might stoke a few fires there.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go Altona too. I think they'll be too strong at home. Lilydale's form of recent hasn't been fantastic. They're going to need to turn it around dramatically to see me tip them in the near future. But this stage, Altona over Lilydale.
Clayton Bundy next. Clayton's green is a bit of a home green advantage at the moment. Played okay on the Friday night stream last week. They're going up against Bandura, who are flying. They'll have the fly-ins as well. I'm going to go for an away win on this and Bundy to start to streak right through the finals.
I'm tipping Clayton, and I don't think they will have the fly-ins. My understanding is they're going to go back up and play for Burleigh on Saturday. I've seen the itinerary for all the players at the BPL, and they're leaving very early Friday morning, Jimmy. Yeah. So, and look, Clayton, I mean, if you think about Ali and Natasha, who are playing up here this week and probably getting a lot of bowls on their belts, there's one that could argue they might be tired by the time Saturday comes around, but I'd argue they're going to be in cherry-ripe form and putting a lot of bowls down that they'll get the win over Bandura.
Yeah, good call. MCC Croydon. At MCC, I'll back them to bounce back in this one. They'll be licking the wounds after pretty disappointing performance against against Bandura, sorry. Yeah, I think they'll bounce back on this.
Yeah, I think this is a weekend for MCC to consolidate top 4 spot. I've got them in both games, and so I'm going early in the other one, but I think they'll beat Croydon for sure.
And then a live stream game, 4 p.m. from Mentone. They take on Yarraville Footscray. Mentone don't have the fly-ins for this one. Yarraville Footscray are licking their wounds after a few losses in a row. Bit of a tough one to tip this, mate. Which way are you going?
Well, look, Yarraville Footscray's weekend last weekend was, not great, and it's been a probably poor couple of weeks. So it puts them in limbo in terms of making the 4. This is the weekend that'll make or break them. If they have a good weekend, they might make the 4. If they don't, you think I'd probably go the early crow and rule them out as well for the finals. We've got David Horo playing Nelson Bore in our live stream rink. We've got Ash Rowan playing Pidge. We've got Bradfoot playing Winston Brackley, and we have Wayne Roberts playing, I kind of think you got Dean Arthur, is that right? Dean Arthur? Yeah. And look, cracking lineup. I think I'm going to lean towards the home team and tip Mentone.
Yeah, same, funny enough. I've had a few texts with Ash Rowan this week, just back and forth, and yeah, he reckons it's all in his team talk pre-game. If he doesn't nail that, then they won't win. He said that's what's been happening in their wins the last few weeks. So I've been trying to give him some tips on how to do that. But now I do think they'll get up over Yarraville. They lost to Croydon last week. Croydon played them on the synthetic. I think it might be a double synthetic nightmare for Yarraville Footscray. On to the Sunday games. Our stream games, 11 a.m. start, an early one. Someone's going to have to leave very early to get the Croydon to commentate on that one. They take on Clayton. I can't see past Clayton on this one. How about you?
No, I'm the same. I'm tipping Clayton over Croydon. I know Croydon did have that good win against Mentone there, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to beat Clayton, though.
Yep. Deer Park Altona. Deer Park lost this reverse fixture earlier in the year. Altona were pretty good against them at home. That was on a lightning quick tiff green. They're probably going to a far slower green at Deer Park. So I'll back Deer Park to take the win in that one.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I feel like Deer Park will keep rolling on. I do expect a tight game, though. Altona's really still pushing, and I think they'll really push Deer Park to the end.
Probably the biggest game of the round across all weekend, in my opinion. Mentone Lilydale. This is the one that if Lilydale lose, we probably will start waving goodbye to them. They'll have an uphill mammoth task to come back from. Mentone are good at home. I don't know who's coming back Sunday for them if they get Michael Wilkes or Tony Wood back. I'll back Mentone to do a double this weekend and ease relegation fears.
Yeah, look, we seem to be on the same page this week, Jimmy. I'm going the same. As I said, Lilydale's form of late hasn't been impressive, and it's hard for me, hard to convince myself to tip them. So I'm going to go Mentone. And as I say, if there's a Wilkes or a Wood in the side, it probably even makes it even more.
Yarraville, Footscray, MCC. We already know which way you're tipping, MCC. I think this will be a close game. I think Yarraville, especially if they do lose Saturday, are going to be in a world of pain, and that'll be a few in a row they've lost. Talking to Nelson Ball this week, that they recognise this weekend as a pivotal point if they want to make finals. He said to me they need to win both games. I think they'll go close against MCC, but I think we'll see a bit of a resurgent MCC this weekend. I think they'll take both wins, like you said as well, and that will sort of split. The way that I've tipped, it'll split. It'll probably be only Clayton who can catch the 4, in my opinion, after this weekend.
So who are you tipping?
MCC.
Oh, yeah, tipping MCC.
Yeah. Last game of the round's another humdinger, mate. Mandora, Melbourne, at Bundy. Green's always good. Bundy will be fired up. Yeah, I mean, they've done me stiff for 5 tips, Melbourne, but I'm not going to tip against them. I think they'll go to Bandora. They had a bit of a hoodoo on the shoulder where Bundy would always beat Melbourne for a number of years. They've got rid of that now. They beat them earlier in the season. So I think they'll be confident to go win there.
Yeah, look, I am tipping the other way. I'm going to tip Bandura RSL at home. I think they'll be smarting after my early prediction with Clayton beating them the day before, and they'll want to turn it around and make sure they cement their 4th spot. And I think they're going to beat you guys. It's again, on prediction, it's not a good weekend for Melbourne, but that doesn't mean I don't think they're up there as one of the teams to beat for sure.
Yeah, it's always a tough weekend, these doubleheaders, especially you play 2 teams in the 4 back-to-back. But I'm back in the boys. I've seen a lot of chatter on the group this week. I think they'll be fired up to get some stuff done, which will be good. We could either be level next week. I could be back to 4 in front, mate. This could. I'm actually hoping it's level because with 3 rounds to go, it could be a good little tussle. I've already eyed up the prize that you're going to buy me, so we'll work that out once we get there. Mate, good luck with the Perth Suns. Fingers crossed you guys make finals. You're the 5 p.m. game today, I believe. I mean, this will probably come out a day after we've filmed it, so I can't wait to get up there and see you in action, buddy. Yeah, from all of us at BV, good luck, mate. And everyone else, we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.